When we hear the word goddess, most think back to the ancient art history, which involves figures that have more power than humanly possible. We think back to Greek and Roman times. This project will be covering the arts involving the goddess Venus and Aphrodite and how these female figures impacted classical Greek and Roman art. We will first be taking a look at the painting Birth of Venus. The painting at first glance has a lot of action flowing throughout it, but let's focus on Venus first. What we notice first is the placement of her figure. It is specifically placed in the background, isolated away so no other figures can overlap her. She is standing on a giant seashell that has been carried in by the ocean, and sea foam she floats upon. Botticelli paid a close attention to express her hair, just as it captures interest in those living in the late 15th century. He has given her an idealized face, clear of any flaws. The most important aspect is that she is depicted as nude, which was very uncommon in the Middle Ages. If we look towards the left side of the painting, we can see the figure Zephyrus, who carries the nymph Chloris. Zephyrus is shown blowing the winds which guide Venus ashore. And on the right, we see another woman by the name of Pomona. She eagerly runs up to Venus, ready with a cloak in hand to clothe Venus's body. The medium of this piece is tempera on canvas. During these times, wood panels were the popular choice for surfaces to paint on, and remains popular through the 16th century. Canvas costs less than wood, but is considered less formal. However, this piece has so much beauty and detail, the material does not make the difference on how the art is seen. Next, we will be taking a look at this statue of Aphrodite, created by Praxiteles of Athens. Aphrodite is the ancient Greek god of love and beauty, who is similarly compared to the goddess Venus. The statue depicts her as a nude female holding a bath towel in one hand, whilst the other hand is covering her private regions, leaving her chest exposed. The material used to create this sculpture is made entirely out of fine marble, allowing her features to be soft and subtle. Before we move on, let's learn a little more about this statue in detail. The main message that the artist was trying to share is that she acts as an alternative idea, rather than the typical male heroic figure that is well known in ancient Greek culture. The statue was commissioned as the cult statue for the Temple of Aphrodite at Knidos, as it shows her readying herself for a ritual that restores her purity. She was one of the first life-sized representations of the nude female form in Greek history, and has inspired many Roman artists who have recreated images of the goddess seen from their perspectives. Now let's take the time to look at some of the similarities and differences between these two historic pieces. One of the most obvious things we can conclude is that the statue of Aphrodite was the main influence in creating Venus, as shown in the drastic time differences. Botticelli got the idea of creating his perfect vision with the background knowledge of Greek mythology. Many attributes from the Aphrodite statue and idea of the goddess went into the creation of the Roman version Venus. However, both represent love, beauty, and fertility. The idea of creating a powerful, nude, idealistic female figure was highly uncommon for the classical Roman era. Because of the widely unknown art style, it struck inspiration to Roman artists as they were able to create their own idealized Venus. To sum everything up, as much as we see the Birth of Venus painting ideas passed on through the 16th century Rome, Aphrodite is the true figure that started these ideas. Venus will always be seen differently through any artist's eyes as the perfect female, which has impacted art history, continuing on in today's art.